Alright, welcome back everybody to my Fire Emblem 6 hard mode Iron Man. Let me actually fix the dimensions on this fucking recording. And there we go. Alright, so this is one of the most notorious chapters. Oh, a couple more pixels. One of the most notorious chapters in the game. Chapter 4. It's very, very tough, man. You just get a sea of cavaliers coming at you. Pirates start spawning at the bottom. And then there are two recruitable characters that you want to be in position for. So, like I mentioned in the last chapter, my main goal was to see if I could get Lot to be strong or fast or accurate enough to get the most out of the halberd here. It really helps clear the way. But then, other than that, my other fronts that I'm building up here are at the top left of the starting point, at least, so top right of the map. I have my support triangle of Roy, Allen, and Lance set up to take on a couple Cavaliers and maybe one of the Nomads. I'm not really sure where the enemies are going to go. I know that the Nomads might double Lot, especially if he has the halberd on him. I'm going to keep Ward in range just to maybe chip something to death. And then Marcus is going to the bottom left of the map to get the Angelic Robe before the Pirates can make it there. I realized pretty quickly that this might have been a mistake because I didn't have to rush there. Like, the Pirates are so slow to get there, and you can actually distract the Pirates before they make it. But this turn is always just so scary. Just the opening of the map where you get the one Nomad and a bunch of Cavaliers who start coming at you. But I have Diak finish off the Cavalier, or sorry, the Nomad. And then I try to set up a kill for Thani. I think I like really grossly overthink it. See, the Lot is getting doubled with the halberd on. To be expected, because he doesn't have the highest con for an axe fighter, and that's a really heavy weapon. And now I'm trying to get... who is that I rescued? I think I'll find out in a sec. But, yeah, I picked somebody up with boars, and now I'm trying to thin out these Cavaliers at the beginning before the next wave makes it over to me. So Allen, Lance, and Roy are really just like my core offensive group here. Missing that javelin was kind of huge, but I think I might have Thani pick up that kill. That said, as soon as I realize that I don't need Marcus to really rush to the bottom left so much, I actually send him back to pick up a kill and just open things up for the rest of my army a little bit more. Now there's an enemy Cavalier. Oh, it was Lou that I picked up. Now there's an enemy Cavalier at the bottom that is at full health, I believe. I don't think he even saw combat last turn. So I'm not too scared of him as long as I can block off Ellen. I'm going to chip him with Lot's hand axe. I have Marcus blocking the bridge with Lot. And things look relatively under control. Normally you can get really overwhelmed in that starting position on this map. But it's been kind of chill so far. We're going to see that Clarion cutscene. Got Roy with a bit of damage on him now, and a bunch of enemies in range, so things are starting to get scary. I'm like, alright Marcus, just go down here with the javelin so you can counter everything. Put the second javelin in case the first one breaks. But now Roy is in range of several enemies, so we're going to back him up into healing range from Ellen. He gets a pretty random level, HP and luck. And now I'm just trying to figure out how to defend, because these Nomads are really scary. They can actually double your slower units. They pack a punch, and there's a bunch of Cavaliers that will be assisting them in the mission. So, yeah, kind of scary stuff. I just do some rescue drops to position my army more adequately. I've got Diek too far retreated, unfortunately. It would have been nice to have him walling a little bit, but I think we're relatively chilling. Thani, who's definitely one of my frailest units, is out of range. And yeah, Marcus is just going to distract all these guys, which I kind of realized. I think I did check the ranges and notice that. I mean, I definitely checked the ranges. I think that was part of the plan, though. Like, let's take the heat off my main group and start moving toward the village. And then we're going to have Marcus just distract all these clowns. Yeah, so nobody else is in range. Marcus is still healthy. He's tanky enough to deal with 4 shitters. For now, at least. He will start to fall off gradually. Alright, I get my Cavaliers slowly toward the main group. I'm not looking to take on the guys that are fighting Marcus, or at least not all of them. I think I want to maybe pull one. No, I end up not pulling any. And then do we send Danny to the village? Yeah, I think. So another thing to keep in mind about this map, not only do you have the pirates spawning in from the island in the southeast, but in the northeast of the map, or like the center east of the map, you're going to have a bunch of Cavalier reinforcements come out on, I think maybe like turn 11 or something like that. Somewhere pretty deep into the chapter. So I got a lot of time before I have to think about that, but I don't want a full send into the middle. Look at that Lance strength level, Jesus Christ. And now we've got Clarine coming out. She's going to walk right up to Roy and recruit herself. I get the Angelic Robe, which is now in Merlinus's storage, and I'm going to have Roy use that as soon as possible. I look to set up another Thanny kill. I don't get it. Get a Lou kill instead. And now we're going to trade chain this Angelic Robe and this Fire, because remember, I spammed Fire last chapter on the boss to give Lou some level ups. So getting him a fresh tome was of the utmost importance. And then we got some heal staves as well from the shop to help out Ellen and Clarine. Now I'm just kind of paused. I tabbed out of the window. Let's see. Alright, yeah. Now we're back. I also just realized that when I got rid of the top bar of the window, it created this ugly space at the bottom as well. Maybe I'll just let the top bar be in there. Yeah, I think it honestly looks better. Sorry guys, I don't know why this is like, oh, I see. It's part of the recording when I was recording from my emulator. All right, whatever. So we missed a lot right there while I was trying to fuck with the video, but basically what happened is I started sending my main army a little bit south. Now that Marcus has taken all the heat off him, I want to make sure he doesn't die as well. Like, I want to help get him out of there. There's no rush. There's no time pressure left in the map other than the village in the middle, which has a steel blade, and making sure that Rucker's group doesn't mow down my entire army. So he is going to come out, I believe, next turn. I'm pretty sure that's what I was tabbed out of the window checking. I was like, when does Rucker come out and from where? And I wanted to make sure that I was set up to recruit him swiftly and thin out the enemies that... excuse me. The enemies that join with him. So, once again, even though we kind of cleared out the beginning of this map quite well, the enemy density is so great that it's already looking a little bit troublesome. We have one Cavalier left here, a whole bunch down in the south, which is where Marcus is, and Rucker's group will be coming out next turn. Trying to figure out how I can get rid of this Cavalier. Lou doesn't do enough to kill him, but that's fine. We're just going to leave him alive, and he gets one hit on one of our guys. I don't think he'll kill anybody. I'm just trying to block off anyone who's super squishy and vulnerable, but I don't think it matters. So the enemies in this map are coded not to attack Clarine, which is awesome, because she's very frail and she can die in one hit to like pretty much any respectable enemy. And here comes Rucker, and a whole bunch of enemies with him that I don't even have Marcus in position to help deal with. I think, you know, if I had to do this chapter again, I would probably not send Marcus in any kind of a hurry. Like, you see how slow the pirates are to get there, and you can just kind of put Diek there to solo them. I did want to save a lot of the pirates for Rucker to get his training arc going, but I think that was my oversight. Like, I was too greedy to get the Angelic Robe in a hurry, and also to set up this training arc. We missed the Javelin there with Marcus, which is huge, but we're going to talk to Rucker with Clarine and recruit him. He's going to help us in getting rid of the units that he spawned with. Immediately is like, oh, no, I'm blue now, sorry, you guys all have to die. So I'm doing some calcs, just seeing, like, what the combat looks like against this fighter. I feel like my goal is to kill the leftmost fighter with Rucker, because he can one-round him from full if he gets a crit. And then have Alan and Lance deal with the other one, and then I think I can just surround the archer and nullify him as a threat, but... Well, for some reason I had Thanny chip him for Roy, because Roy would be in trouble if he got countered, and also I moved Roy one square over to the left so he could support Alan, or rather, give his support bonus to Alan, and make him do enough damage to kill that fighter. So now this last fighter is kind of troublesome. I think I'm going to try to rescue Roy out of there, just so I can protect him. And there's also the sneaky Cavalier at the top. I'm going to hit him with Lou, and then... Wow, do my shitters all come through and help destroy this one Cavalier? That's kind of epic if it is the strat. I'm also doing the calcs on if Roy will survive a round of combat against this guy. I believe he will, because of Weapon Triangle as well. I'm trying to determine, like, where to put everybody. And yeah, we're going to rescue drop Roy with Fours and Lot. And where did I put him? I thought I put him to the right. Yeah, I put him up. Oh, I put him up. Oh, never mind. I couldn't check the enemy range while I was deciding where to drop, but it ended up being fine. So I think I actually, yeah, I trade all the items off Merlinus, expecting the Cavalier to kill him. And, you know, what's the point of the convoy warp if the items are on the convoy as he dies, right? So I trade them off with Wolt. Then I end turn. Pirates start killing or attacking Diek, and their combat is not very effective against him. Merlinus dies, but that's okay. He did exactly what he needed to do. He bought us time. And now we're gonna... Oh, that 1% crit. Now we're gonna try to set up the kill for Lou. We do that. There's just a fighter left and the last couple Cavaliers at the bottom of the screen that Marcus couldn't deal with. Rucker getting hit by a low hit right there. Unfortunate. Now my guys are a little beat up, so we're going to do some healing. Have Roy get the kill. I should have just used an Iron Sword. That's my bad. And we have Diek slow down the approach of the pirates. Rucker is going to get over there and join him. Oh, wow. I actually went for that immediately. I was like, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm getting that EXP. Do a rescue drop and then a heal. And then Thany's kind of in some trouble if she stays here. So what do? Do I retreat her? I think I do. Oh, I certainly do because there's an archer. And now the only reinforcements for the rest of the map are the ones on the right side, the 4 Cavaliers, and a whole bunch more pirates. So we've almost completely defeated the initial threat. I'm going to send Wolt for the Steelblade Village, actually. Normally you just have your flyer get that, but not really any time pressure on it. Roy takes a gnarly hit. And Lance is all the way up there, so he can't join his support brothers. Can he? No, he can. Alright, gonna get a Javelin and then finish with Roy. Keep in mind, my entire run is over if Roy dies, so I'm just, like, overthinking everything. Yeah, I need to chip him. So I go for the Thany 2 damage Javelin chip, and it doesn't work. And instead, Rucker's first kill of the run will be... Or not first, but his first kill of the training arc. After we cleared things out, we'll be on that Cavalier instead. I, once again, really wanted to get him over to the Pirates, but it's just not feasible right now. So I go for the Marcus chip into an Allen kill, and I move Roy over for the support bonus of accuracy. And once again, my Allen still refuses to gain strength. I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on with this shit? Like, you're supposed to be the strong one. Lance is supposed to be the fast one. Instead, Lance is just the only one getting any stats whatsoever. So, yeah. Got everything pretty much set up for success over here, though. Yeah, cannot counter at 2 range, so he's very courteously saving some of these clowns for Rucker. And, yeah, top everybody off with the heals. Now we're pretty much done with the chapter. Just got to deal with these pirates. That last cav. I just send Marcus to obliviate him with the Silver Lance. That's so funny. Not the most efficient use of the Silver Lance, but whatever. And another slight mistake I think I made here is that by sending Marcus down to handle that one guy that was totally not even a big deal, I made it so I wouldn't have him in range to help deal with the Cavalier reinforcements that are coming out. And when I'm playing the run, I'm not sure how scared I'm supposed to be of them, but I know that they're pretty scary. Just because there's so many of them. So I have Lot on the bridge, making sure that he only gets attacked by one at a time. That said, if I do kill one with a halberd, I can get hit a lot of times in one turn, right? Like, I'll get the kill, and then another guy will come forward and double me, which is pretty tough. Regardless, I make sure to trade Rucker and Iron Sword, but because I want to conserve killing edge uses, but then I'm like, wait a minute, I want to actually get kills, and this Iron Sword's not strong enough. So Rucker and Diek are just on their little training arc here. The levels for Diek are not great, but I think my Rucker leveled once and gained strength. You're going to see a lot of strength level ups with this Rucker. I get very fortunate. And then we're going to buy a bunch of hand axes, which you can never have enough of in this game. Hand axes and javelins. I end up selling a low use javelin to open up some inventory space because or was it for that? I don't know why I did it. I think if Merlinus dies, you can't send shit to storage anymore. But I don't remember, actually. Either way, I start moving Clarine over not only to heal the boys, but to begin supporting with them. And here comes the storm. Yeah, so I didn't have the halberd on lot on purpose. And now all these cavaliers are stuck behind each other, and they're just lined up waiting to fight them. I had enough time that I could... Oh, there we go. There's that first Rucker level. Oh my god, that was glorious. Strength and speed. What more could you want on a guy? But yeah, now I have Alan and Lance over here to help with the storm. This is actually a 1 square choke point right there, which I'm just realizing. I'm like, oh, cool. I can maybe lose some kills behind this. I make sure that Ellen is not going to get one shot by a javelin as well. Pretty sure I did the calc on that. I end turn so Lance doesn't suffer from success. I'm like, holy shit, no way is Lou fighting this guy and getting chipped because he'll just be dead. And then, why do I do this? Oh, am I trying like a trade chain right now? It's cool watching this back and being like, what the fuck was I thinking? Alright, so yeah, I did that to get the angelic robe on Roy, and then I get the fire, and then I move it to Lou. Now that's gaming right there. I realized I only had 1 use as well, yeah. So, just some quick trade chains. And now we're moving everybody out of range of this delicious EXP that's coming on land right now, aka the pirates. Diak is much more efficient at one-rounding them right now because he has a stronger weapon and I think 1 more strength than Rucker. I think he has 11, but Rucker has 10. I got the good 9 strength Rucker from the hard mode bonuses, which is great. You get a Lou kill. Alright, speed. That's pretty big. Oh my god. Look at that Lance level. Ugh, and then look at that lot level. Absolutely gross. I move Ellen out of javelin range, and we start getting some Clarine EXP. Alright, yeah, I mean, everything is pretty much settled at this point, so we just have to deal with this last Cavalier, decide who's getting the kills, and then we're going to make our approach on the boss. I believe the pirates are done as well. So what I do is I send Marcus over there with the hand axe. Oh, I think I sold the javelin so I could have multiple hand axes on Marcus. Basically, what I'm going to do is another boss abuse strap, but not for EXP. It's actually for weapon EXP. I want Marcus to make sure he can wield the hammer for Chapter 7, which requires a D in lances. Or, sorry, in axes. So, I send him over there with the hand axe, and basically him and Eric are going to fight each other at 2 range and do next to no damage for 1,000,000 turns. And when Marcus does get hit, I get EXP on Clarine with the heal staff. And when he doesn't get hit, I'm still building axe rank. So I'll get closer and closer to that D axes. I need 50 axe uses in the time between now and Chapter 7 in order to execute this opening strategy. Shoutouts to Mecha for uploading that on his channel. Unfortunately, you won't get to see it in my run, but I think, you know, even though Chapter 7 is such a tense and dramatic chapter, like with a lot of enemies, you can watch the Mecha opening on his channel, and it's almost beat for beat what I did. Like, I almost did every single thing in those first 3 turns the same way that Mecha did. It goes a little off the rails, and unfortunately that's not on camera, so I'll just have to give you guys a verbal recap of it when Chapter 8 starts, which I will definitely do. I just don't want to tell you guys what happened before it does. So, okay, now you see I'm AFK. Oh, okay. Started moving. Alright, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Maybe checking Fire Emblem WAD, best guide site of all time. Make sure that there were no surprises incoming. And I'm like, alright, the coast is clear, let's fucking move everybody in. So it's going to be a mixture of building support, and building axe rank, and building EXP on Clarine, which is exactly the point in the chapter that we're at now. I also have to kill 1 archer all the way over there. I don't know if you guys saw him, but he's to the left of the boss. Get that heal on Roy so we don't get a game over. And yeah, Marcus is going to pull the archer and get rid of him. Sure, we're losing some EXP, but who cares, man? It'll come back. There's infinite EXP in the game, which is a lesson that you definitely learn when you're playing this Iron Man. All right, and yeah, this is basically the end of everything here. Oh, I actually do decide to pull the archers with my unpromoted calves so they can get some more kills. I wonder if this guy goes for Marcus still. I feel like he doesn't. Did I make sure they don't have javelins? That would be genius if I did. No, that guy was just intent on killing himself. No big deal. Some more Clarini XP. One more. And then, yeah, I'm just marching everybody over so they can all watch. Kind of a waste of time, but whatever. And I definitely want to move Rucker and Diak over so we can get this support triangle started. So, I definitely want to talk about this. All right, Clarion gets her first level. She gets defense, but not speed, which is very interesting. The stats you want to see on everybody are generally strength, speed, defense, or strength and magic, interchangeably depending on what class you are. But anyway, let's talk about the support triangle, because the units are all next to each other now. So it's Clarine, Diak, and Rucker. They all support with each other. And Clarine and Diak have the Thunder affinity, and Rucker has the Dark affinity. Both of those affinities give crit when you port. So because of that, Rucker is going to have A Clarine, B Diak, and have as much bonus crit from supports as is allowed in the game, which is, I believe, plus 25? Yeah, I think it's plus 25. You get 15 from the A support and 10 from the B support. So that's going to be instrumental in sending his crit rate through the roof. It can exceed 100% with the Woe Dao and S swords and max skill. Oh, look at that magic level on Clarion. But it's also going to do some other things, like giving avoidability to all three of them, which is so huge, and crit avoid. Rucker has a low base luck stat. He can actually face crit from a decent amount of enemies, and in order to prevent that, you're going to want to make sure that you have Clarine and DX supporting him to reduce his chances of randomly exploding. Then, for basically the entire game, once Clarion promotes, and once Rucker promotes as well, but particularly once Clarion's able to engage in combat, they're virtually going to solo the game. Oh, I just accidentally rescued Rucker, Lamel. But yeah, it's just the same thing over and over again. I'm building Axe rank, getting EXP with Clarion, and building supports. So you're not really missing much for the rest of this chapter. Although I will allow you guys to see it through so you can see the level ups I get. And then we have the other support triangle. Oh, speed level on Clarion. Nice. We have Roy, Allen, and Lance, which is, I'd say, the second most important. Maybe a little bit more important than what I call the God Squad of Rucker, Clarion, Diak. But it's what gets you through most of the game, right? These basic chapter 1, I guess turn 1 of chapter 1 units starting to get off the ground. And you get to crack out one of your Cavaliers or two. Really, both of them, yeah, they get a lot of crit and damage and accuracy from their supports, which is super clutch. I think I just had Thani go buy an extra heal staff for Clarine because I was spamming too much. Oh no, a hand axe. My hand axe broke. Yeah, there we go. A little detour. Let me heal with Clarine again. And we're just going to keep this going. So I would recommend this strategy to anybody. I think for when Eric's Javelin breaks, I get Lou in position to get a few more kills, just because I'm still trying to see how he turns out compared to Clarine. I keep accidentally rescuing. Like, is it going to be necessary for me to use Lou at all? Like, if my Clarine was shit, I would use Lou. It's also a huge help in the desert. And if my Lou was shit, then I would consider pivoting to Lilina. So yeah, the Javelin is now broken. Marcus won't be taking damage anymore, and neither will Lou, because this guy can't counter him. So I'm just going to spam the shit out of this Fire Tome and get a bunch of levels. Absolutely shameless gameplay. I think I just go until... Oh, nice. I set the kill up for Rucker. That's funny. And I see that he faces crit from the boss. I don't think I got a support with him yet. I might have just actually maxed out my support gain for the chapter already. So I'm just going to give it to Lou. And what a shit level. And we don't even get another one off the boss kill, Lamel. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this chapter. I'm going to probably do a few more actions, like top everyone off in terms of health, maybe some inventory management. Also, you notice my Roy is still at base strength and speed. I think he gained 1 defense. My Marcus has gained 1 speed and I think 1 defense as well. Oh, I think I was actually like taking pictures of my units here. Yeah, so you see my Lance is massively blessed. My Warden lot are kind of whatever. My Diek is doing just fine. My Dani got a great first level, but she's very behind on the XP for where I'd want her to be. My Lou is starting to fall behind a bit and get some shitty levels. Rucker got 1 level this chapter, and it was great. But yeah, I think now that I have assessed my unit's stats, I'm going to end up just seizing the throne because there's nothing else to do. I just AFK with Roy's stats up, and yeah, there we go. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.